Hi everybody, welcome to the Noyantis weekly user group webinar. It's the 3rd of April 2017. Myself and John are present and some attendees, and that's it so far. Okay, updates. So if anybody has been watching the webinars consecutively, obviously you'll notice that from the last couple I should say, Arnold reported an issue with regards to what was the resizing. Now, the resizing, when used with Mike Hanson's Super Resize, basically we both detect an issue, or Clarion not giving us the events, or not giving us events which you can really trust consecutively. So that's a bit of an issue. We've found a bit of a workaround, but that is still ongoing. So there's no update available to that yet. I know Arnold will be pushing for that as well, but there's still no update. I've partly had to work on other projects and partly struggling with it, if you want the truth. So that is ongoing, but hopefully we'll get an answer very shortly on that. That was mainly it for updates, if you want the truth. Any questions of anybody? I haven't got the questions panel open, so let's have a quick look. I know John's got what hopefully will be an interesting challenge, and we like those. And the products always benefit from anybody's feedback and anybody's challenges. So by all means, bring them to the table, and we'll take a look. No questions at the moment, so feel free to email, Skype, type in the question box. And in the meantime, John, do you want to put your idea, challenge, question forward?
Yes, I will. Okay, so this is a report control thing.
Okay.
And this is using data binding.
Okay.
And I made an attempt at this, but I couldn't quite get it to go. So I'm going to throw it over to you and see if you can get this figured out.
Okay.
So here's what's needed. So you're familiar with Management Studio, right?
Yeah, I have.
Microsoft Management Studio.
I can open one here if you like.
Yeah, you could open one. I can show you what I'm looking for.
It's 2014 Studio, if that's okay.
That'll be fine.
Okay, yep.
Okay, so on the left, you see we've got essentially a report control, I guess, right, with the little tree on it with the little pluses. So the thing with this is that came up really quickly. When you click the plus, that's when it's loading stuff in, right? So you click databases, and that's when it's loading it, and then it comes in. And then if you look at one of the databases, like, I don't know, CM logs or something like that, you click on that, nothing's been loaded except for the headers. And then if you click on tables, then it loads the tables in. And if you click on views, then it loads the views in.
Yeah, data.
So I'd like the report control. Yeah, I'd like to do the same thing. I'd like to have the report control have all the pluses on it. And then when you click on it, then it loads the children. Because if it loads the children and the headers all at once, it's going to take a really long time. So I'm just trying to see if we can speed this up somehow. And I mean, I don't know if you could use a tree control for it, but the report control, I think it would work better, at least for what I'm trying to do, because I've got a lot of things. It's not just a single thing that I'm showing. You know, it's more things are in the row than just one thing.
Okay, but this is, you want a data bind as well, or data bind, I should say, but for yourselves.
Right.
Okay, now,
because tricky one, I know.
There's two. I can see that as like two challenges, if you will. One is, let's just rewind and go back here. One would be intercepting the click on the plus.
Right.
Actually, there's three. How would you get the plus when you don't have any children?
Yes. Now, I was thinking you could add a child, just a blank child.
Yep.
Right. So, but then again you intercept the plus so that you could actually fill it in with real things, delete the child, and put in the real stuff.
That's how you'd have to do it.
I thought maybe that way, and it's just contracted, and then whenever it sees the plus being expanded, then you fill it in. But yeah, I was thinking about that. But adding a blank child row, I don't think would be terribly time consuming.
No.
Because it's just
No. we could do that. Okay, right. Do you have any? Do you have any sample data that we could hook up and work off?
Maybe.
Which would lend itself to this tree format, and data bind as well.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of scripted data. I'm trying to think if it's easy to get it over there or not.
You see, we could play about with this, but it wouldn't be via data bind. It would be manually added rows. Now we could knock an example together here, very simple, but of course it wouldn't be bound, and it'd only be doing half the job of what you're trying to achieve.
Yeah, I got to think of what the data structures would be. I have some. Yeah, I can send you over some data here.
Is it a SQL database or Access? Okay.
Let me double check to make sure I've got what I want in here. I have script headers and script details. That would be it. So we'd have headers linked to the details. So the headers would be your top level with a plus on it, and then when you clicked on it, then it could load the details in. Does that do it?
Yeah.
That would work?
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure I got the right one.
So your initial query would be basically just whatever you query, however you identify just the headers.
Right.
Are these two tables what's going to be feeding the report control?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you could do it. You could do it with one. I think it would be kind of cool. The way that we've got this set up in scripted is we have projects, and then projects have script details. I guess they would have script headers, and the headers have details. So you could kind of click on each one and drill down a little bit. At least that would serve our example. Okay.
Yeah. And I was just going to say, I never sent you the upgrade from last week where we changed the report control to for the data bind to keep the existing data. So now that is definitely going to be needed for this week, so that we could perform one query against one table, e.g. get the projects, then add against that.
Okay, I got a backup coming.
I'll start.
So what do you do?
You put them across on, say, Skype or zip them. I'll start setting a demo project up here.
Okay. I hope this sounds useful to people. I think it'd be pretty nice to be able to build this kind of thing.
Well, it'll give the idea. Obviously, we'll be using DataBind, and we could optionally take it one step further and have it where we create it not DataBind and just show it in a manually loaded.
Yeah, it should work either way, right? DataBind or manual.
Yeah. Okay, we'll move that 1 second. That's the Arnold problem which I was reporting. So let's not the example together, so we can at least call it.
Yeah, that's my backup file is pretty big. Let me zip it down.
Okay. So I'm just going to add a user here, just for the example of this. So we will have a SQL user. NYS UG. But NYS UG, nothing exciting there. And let's just see if we can get some data in this to start with, and then we'll switch it on to John's in a second. So the idea is, for anybody who doesn't know what the data bind is, basically it is where we bypass Clarion Dictionary, Clarion File Driver, well, to all intents and purposes, bypass Clarion, and we talk straight to the ADO data source. So we're going to talk to, I suppose, any of these are as good as any. Xantibet runners. Actually, we could, John, it's okay. I've got my own data source here, of course. I've got racers and race runners. Yes.
Okay, that'll work.
Yeah. So to see this in action, we'll just so we'll know what we expect. We would have basically a race, a horse race. Any of them will do. So we would expect to see Cork. We'd expect to see the 23rd. We could have any number of races. So we've got this tree building here, and then within a race you'd have a number of runners. So that one's got 5 runners on it. We would expect to see those horses. Okay, so we've got some kind of data there that we can expect.
Okay, cool.
So onto this. First one we want is to look at the races, correct?
Yeah.
So with the race ID, and do we get a description? Yeah, tell you what, let's have a quick look. This is for Furlong Nursery. Yeah, and we've got a time there as well. Okay. I'm just going to keep that on the other screen so I can see what it is I'm doing. So basically, let's just see if we can get some of this first data. So SQL, yeah, doesn't really make much of a difference, to be honest. Dev desktop, NYS local. Database equals Xantibet, and we had it as NYSUG. With a password of NYSUG. Select star from races. Okay, that must have been my login. Let me just try this, change this. Okay, wow. Maybe we don't want all of it. Let's bring that back a little. So we'll bring out the race ID just temporarily. Race number. Description. And time. Okay. So I suppose our first job is let's get a plus to the side of that. Is that correct?
Correct.
Oh no, actually, I suppose we could. 23rd of the 7th. Yeah, we don't have too much data.
You want to narrow it down?
Just thinking. Forget what the date was, the last one. '23rd of March. Now, I'm not sure this will bring any back because we won't have the date format. It might be month day. Of course. And I will put it in that format, just be on the safe side. Making hard work of this before we even get going. I'm greater than or equal to. Oh, do you know what?
There you go.
I'm just going to go greater than. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, kind of did expect to get some data, but if not, I'll try it. Yeah, okay.
Oh, there you go.
So,
good.
That's great. So I suppose our first thing would be to.
I tried to identify one of the columns as a to allow trees, right? I tried to do that first.
Okay.
Then I tried to add the extra child row.
Race no. So we know it's overridden. That's fine.
Include trees.
Yeah.
There it is.
And then I think we're going to have to, after the load, call our own. The race number, yeah, that's taken effect. Add a child row to it. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. To now, I'm going to get the class open over here so I can see what we're doing. What I'm thinking here is we're going to have to query to say how many rows has it got actually in the control. We can't use records in the queue because it's data bound. We haven't got that information available to us. So the property I'm looking for is that one. So basically loop for that. Get the roles, get the property of that by 1. Going off the top of my head here, so we want to self.add child row. We want the parent ID, this role's ID. Okie dokie. That's no problem. So we want the ID of the parent row. They're not that at all, but we'll give ourselves that, and we'll give ourselves a row ID for the dummy. Just going to message them out to start with to make sure that I have got the actual correct property. Okay, so what we would want to do is get the get property, the row out of the rows collection. Row and the counter that we're currently on, but it's 0 based, so it's technically counter -1. The record of it, the item, and 2. Okay, actually 1. We will use 2 in a second, but you'll see why in a second. Is that right? Let's turn off that splash. It's only going to bug me. It's going to be a long day on it. And where is it? I don't remember where the splash is. Yeah, there. I don't think we've got any data at that point.
So were you trying to see the parent ID? I mean, where is it going to show up?
I expect it. Oh, I thought I was messaging it out. Sorry. I expected a whole host of messages to come out.
I thought you had one of those new cyber USB connections where it just went right to your brain.
Yeah, not quite. Working on it. That's the update. Now, of course, I know we should be using Ultimate Debug and slapping myself on the wrist and so on.
Sometimes it's just a little quicker to message it out.
So, 1. So that's getting us the object.
Yeah.
Okay, that's getting us the object. That's not actually what I wanted. Oh, stay as we were. It's a lot faster. Yeah, that gets us to the raw item, of course, but we want more than that. We want we'll use its caption rather than its value, and that's physically what we're going to be looking at on the screen.
Okay.
So we expect 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Right. So I'm actually going to add it, not on that. I want to add it to this ID because on mine, if we opened it up for a different date, you'd have multiple race number 1s, multiple race number 2s, and so on and so forth. And we'll do this at the end to show the thing. So let's put it on. You can see how the counters are 0 based. So I did item 1, but technically item 0 is here.
Okay.
Okay. Just one quick one, and then once we've got this, then we can start manipulate it. So yes, brilliant. So what I'm thinking now is we'll add the dummy row, and I'm going to take that its parent ID and just put .dummy as the row ID. So then that gives us the ability to be able to see what that was and get straight to the dummy as well. Should we need to manipulate it afterwards? No, actually not that, but we will have. Yeah, actually, child would be better. No, I'll tell you what we'll do. That's race.
Oh, you said row.
Yeah, I was just thinking that's race. Just row will do. I was thinking whether we wanted to do this on multiple levels. We will come back to this afterwards, and maybe put if we get it working, we'll put other layers on it just to prove the theory. And again, for anyone watching who don't use data bound but do want to maybe do some of this under their condition, then all you'd be doing at this point is you probably have loaded your first highest level of content. So after you've populated it with your first level of content, that's where you'd be doing this code. So we'll have the parent ID at N08, just so I know that the first 8 are always that. Then we'll put a dot dummy. Okay, that should give us so we want to add, and remember rightly, it is the parent, the row, and whether to refresh. And it will be for us. And don't refresh. And then we'll just do our own populate afterwards. Where's our tree? The first question.
This is where I got stuck. It seemed like I was doing all the right things, and then but I wasn't getting a tree.
Oh. There's no other things we have to turn on to do tree. I think it's literally just. Okay, just going to take one quick step back and just check that it's not something silly where I've just forgot what the actual to turn the setting on. Very much doubt it is, but let's just rewind a level. So I'm just going to go to the simple. We'll turn tree on, and then we'll just do an add child on it, and presume we'll get the tree on that.
Okay. Yeah, you've got. This is as far as I got. I was trying to figure out, and I didn't know if it was a data binding thing or what, but I didn't get the tree to show either.
Okay, so we'll add a tree to the from. Okay, so that should have the tree. Of course, we won't get it just by simply doing that. Although it has bumped the data across. Under condition, I'm just going to add a child row under condition. So no, like I say, that's not worth all the hassle. Just do it ourselves. Okay. Okay, so which perfect. That's what we're after. Take a step back. We'll put our code under condition then. Okay. Of course, obvious question is why when it's data bound are we not getting a tree?
This is the challenge part of the challenge.
Oh, okay.
The first challenge part of the challenge.
Okie dokie. So race number should have tree on it. Do the create columns.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because we know that is changing from race no to race number. So we know that is taking effect. Just having a look. Data bind. It's not in the add child row, is it? Just wondering whether there's a restriction in the class. Yeah, I think it might be a restriction in the class, John. Okay. So what I'm thinking there is the object will be physically that. Yep, should be that. The ID would be that. We'll work out ID, and I think that might be the problem. So it'd be along the lines of, and we'll have to do the class in a second if that's the case. OCX direct value. Let's take the parent object, go to the child and call an add. So under condition, Oh, so it's plural. This makes no sense, John.
I agree.
So if that works, we'd expect to get,
Object, right?
yeah, the object. No object. Hence why we're not,
Oh. It's not adding the child.
yeah. Now we are getting the rows collection, the particular row. We know we're getting the actual caption, so we're on that row. Let's just check the help. Ah. It's the record. Right, sorry. What it wants to be then is the record object. Yes. There you go.
There you go.
So next will be to trap that. Now, we will slightly digress. Here's the add child row. Now, of course, it wants to go and find it because it's presuming it's not data bound. So I completely understand why that would have failed. What we should do is make that so it works, be it bound or not.
Yeah, that would be good.
The only thing we'll be able to do there is go through. Okay. Get row object.
Yeah, it looks like the code's there, huh?
I said I would actually expect that to work. No, because it'd get it out of the rows queue. Okay. Might be able to normalize some of the code in a second, but for now, let's just do it the old-fashioned way. So let's break ours, go back to the old one. No, that's not returning anything back. Okay, I'll look at fixing that separately. Yeah, but for now, let's just carry on with the thing. So, just doing that will get us our roles, what we're after. So the next thing you want to do is to be able to detect that click and load accordingly. Is that correct? Now, you've probably got more experience of this than me on the from a data buying point of view. Where you keep certain results already in there, so how do you load the next set? And basically, what would you put there? Would you put the run and would you put them in that same column, if you will, so to speak? Because we're going to show the runner numbers like the horses.
Yeah, this is where it gets hard because your headers don't change, right? You got to use kind of the same headers, so you would have to. I think for this to really work, I guess we might have to go with just one header that just kind of gets more and more detail as you go down to it, kind of like the Management Studio was. So I was just thinking about that. Or you'd have a header like on the left side, and then these other columns would be blank, and as you went to the children, then they'd fill in the blank rows underneath it or something. So they don't have headers at all. Each thing kind of serves as its own header.
Yeah.
And it never shows more than one column.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, if we just say for now we're going to put in here the runner number. So if we hold 7 down, at that point we just want to. And of course, yeah, you wouldn't show that. You probably wouldn't show that. You wouldn't show other information. Oh, maybe you do. Actually,
maybe you would. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okie dokie. So you call data load again, do you not?
Yeah, because last week we kind of worked on that, right? Where you could call the.
Well, we need to know that can we detect the fact that a row is expanding? First thing we need to do is go to the report control itself and detect just that one, because without it, that one basically event, without it, we kind of stuck. So it would be, have we got something like row expanding? No. Row expanded. That ain't bad. And that'll give us the row. So, as with for purpose of the recording, if you want to listen to a particular event, like we want to listen for this event, that's the OCX event, that is. Then we go to the report control. Same for all the products this. You go to events and you tell it to listen for that particular event. Actually, not going to be enough for us because we're going to need that as well. We're going to have to do it a bit more detailed. So sorry about that. That's how you would do it if you didn't want to get the detail from it. We're going to have to get our hands dirty a bit, unfortunately. In here, we'll do our own. So we want that. The code we want is Okay, so basically we want to get the name. If it equals, and it is case sensitive, so if it's that, then we want to basically I'll just message out which one you've gone. So I'll message out will be our way of doing this. What did that say? It gives us a row. Occurs when a row, and it returns you basically just following through the help here. Looked it up, row expanded, returns us when it happens the row, which is the report row. We can get to that, then we can get to its record and the item and so on and so forth. But you should be able to get to. No. Okay, so let's move that out of the way a second. That'll be the row. Then we will want the record of that row. And then we want the item, and it was item 0. So we're going to get what they've clicked, the record of it, the item 0. That should give you the caption of what they've the row that they've expanded. So I'm hoping if I click that, I want 112. Oh, didn't do the caption, but that still looked promising.
That's good though. Yeah, it didn't drop the row down before you got the message, so that is good.
So, okay, 113, 113, 111, 111. Okay, so far so good. Oh, okay.
Huh. Something.
Yeah, it's this bit now. Data load, what is it? No, it's not that one. Data bind load, isn't it? That select needs to be a variable from now, doesn't it? That's not good enough for us. How do you reload yours, John? I say you probably got the better experience here than me on this.
Just to reload it with the child of whatever it is.
Yeah. Basically, put more data in there.
I know I use that special class that we wrote, so I just call it that way. But it all does is just call your data bind load routine there. So just.
But we want a different. We want it to be a different select. We want it to be on a.
Right.
Okay. Just think
I would just copy that stuff out, I guess, and put it.
Gonna have to put it under a condition.
Yeah. You're just gonna call this data bind load method just and change the select. Is that what you're gonna do? Maybe you should put the select in a variable.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be something like that. Can that be it?
Field.
Mm-hmm.
will be a nice example when you're all done with it.
Yeah, I could actually ship it as because we don't actually ship much on the data bind. To be fair, we should do.
You have to ship a database with it too.
Yeah, but I can put one of the race ones, race horses, so on and so forth. Okay. Does the template allow it to be a variable?
I don't know. I think so. Just change that. I think you stored a variable.
Here's one I prepared earlier. And the ID field. No, I'll try.
Give it a go.
It would be nice, but I'm not sure. No.
You're gonna have to either do the single quote trick and change the template.
Do you know? Could change the template.
Just
no, let's do the thingy for now.
Single quotes.
Yeah.
Just do the extra single quotes stuff. Yep.
That really should be an opt field.
There you go.
That'll do. Okie dokie. Let's prime. No, don't need that. Prime those up so at least it carries on working, and then we'll play about.
Yeah.
Well, you definitely like to throw down the gauntlet each week. Okie dokie. So, our first one was race ID. And the next one was so let's just check that. You've got to be kidding me. Oh yeah, didn't think I saved that then. And let's just check that is still working. There we are. Okay, so now we would have something along the lines of select star from race runners where race ID equals, let's just do.
It doesn't like renders, it likes probably runners.
Oh. Yep, I dare say it wouldn't like that. So there's our race runners. Now, basically what that wants to be is it wants to be, I forget the column name. I'm due to work on this next week actually. Star from runners. Okay, so it's going to be along the lines of of course you get a finger there, and we want it to be where Are they the runners? And the runners, I don't know which 114 is. Let's do 108, because I've got 108 on the screen. So we're expecting, yeah, Dido. These are real names.
Horses' names, I know.
These are real horses' names. They are from Cork, so they're probably Irish, to be fair. But yeah, these are real horses' names. Okay, but they are the correct runners. So just to prove it, that data was brought down from Cork on the 23rd of March.
Yeah.
Okay, so we want that as our thing. So what I was thinking is if sub of that starting at 10 for 5, that right? Yep. Equals dummy, then we want to do our magic. We're going to have to bring down two things, aren't we, really? Just so they actually marry up.
Right.
Put that across there.
See, if you had the Clarinizer installed, Andy, this would be done.
I've seen it mentioned, not actually used it. I think I've got a license for it actually or something, or who's the one I'm thinking?
It might be under your tools. If you install the utilities, it's under your tools up there.
Oh, I definitely need to speak about that then, because I have all my stuff like that. So it's report control, data bind, load, and truth or keep. Is it simple as that?
Yeah. Just put that parameter in there, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Is it as simple as that?
No, it shouldn't be 108. That should be a parameter.
I guess the question is, will it make it a child, right?
Well, let's just. Oh, hang on. All that will do is just load the data. Well, let's see if we. Oh, let's just see if we get extra data in there.
It's almost like you'd have to get the data in and then make it a child somehow.
Yeah. Let's get parameter.
You might not even be able to use data loading at this point. You might have to load it in so you can add it as a child row. But
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We're going to. There's every chance this won't work. It'll put the data in there, but it won't put it in the where we want it to be.
No, and I don't think there's any easy way to do it either. It is one limitation, I think, of the data binding is you can't tell it.
He wants it all to be like flat, so to speak.
You want it to be a child or something. Yeah, it's flat.
Just wondering. Well, let's see if we can get the data in. The sub of that. Yeah.
At minimum, you've got the statement right, so you could load it into a queue and then run it into your...
Yeah, and it shouldn't be fixed to 108, but at the moment, let's just see if we can get data in. Sub of that. No, I'm missing. I'm sure we're missing something here. I knew we were. It's only control. Yes, that 10,5. Let's just see if it's actually detecting the thing. Yeah.
So, what?
Sorry, I didn't mean to put it the other side of the Ev. That was a bit of a silly thing. Okay.
Blank.
No. Back to basics again. That's overwrote my data.
It did. You put the true in there.
Yeah. That was one of the things we did last week, but it was untested. But I thought it was because of the same. Oh, come on, Andy Burning Gear. IDs.
Yeah. Well, we made it so it didn't delete the columns, right?
Keep content, yeah. Let's just take another quick look at that. Owner ID and name. So looks like it's not seeing that. There's the thing from last week. Calc columns. Okay, we'll put that in. Actually, we take that 114 out there because we know we're on the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the calc columns true. They're a fault in the logic.
Is it backwards?
No.
That's right.
Calc columns true. Calc columns false.
Oh, I see. Okay. But it's still replacing.
But it's still doing it. So we know it's false. We prime up, we execute, we bind. See, to be fair, it's kind of what I would have expected, but you get yours keeping the data, you say?
Yeah, that seemed like it was. Yeah, mine definitely does, because I have done it.
Just intrigued, but yeah, okay.
I better check my code again. Maybe I'm doing something different than I think I am. Anyway, I think we're going to have to load it in by...
yeah, I was going to say, I don't think that's going to do it anyway, to be fair. Because it's not as though we're asking it to add the roles. And it's not as though we've got control over it to take, this time I want you to add a child role, this time I want you to add a role, this time I want you to... But basically, it's that one thing. So it's just going to bring them in at all the same level, so to speak. Put that back. That's... Okay, so now you have your. I'm just going to for this. I haven't got the. Just going to put my Noyantis ones on, which is similar to basically this is. It came around a long time ago, and it just allows me to have my own my own SQL queries and so on and so forth. Yeah. So I'll have a local queue of runners. And basically it just wants to be straightforward name. Now you'll have Ultimate SQL to do exactly the same thing. Actually, no, let's just go in and jump.
Neatness counts.
Sorry?
I said neatness counts.
Oh yeah, I know, it's only a test up. It's crazy, isn't it? So we've got the row, that's not the row object actually. That would be the row object, that's the row ID. Actually, it's going to be the parent, is it not? So, if we get that, we'll want to get. Your ID wants to be basically just got to add that then. The one to matched up. Okay, we need to check that number, but at the moment it's just theory. So we want it to be basically along the lines of not going to set the detail. I'm just going to see, do I get 5 child rows for now?
Okay.
And we still want to check, is it dummy and so on and so forth. Oh yeah.
So you've got your own ultimate SQL there, don't you?
Hmm?
Said you have your own ultimate SQL there.
This came about
Details.
years ago, literally years ago, way before Ultimate SQL. I'm going to say I've not set the connection string. I didn't think I had. But it also does, it's not just Ultimate SQL. It does lots of extra things for us.
Hmm?
Um, oh, crikey. Right, okay. Dev. Desktop. NYSUG. NYSUG. Not exactly exciting, but it also puts an extension on every window procedure, so I can manipulate stuff at my leisure. Things like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it does a whole host of things. I use it for, well, yeah, everyday stuff and a load of APIs as well. Okay, that hasn't actually.
I'm still waiting for your sliding window thing. You slide the procedures in from the side.
Oh, that's in there, in the window enhance where you can just draw a pane and have it take on the dimensions of that. Yeah, that's in there. Okay, I'm intrigued of why. Let's have a quick look at what it didn't like. So basically, I press that. That was my query. That should have given us the records. There's nothing wrong with that. trying to see if it's in the add or whether it's. I didn't expect to see 5. Oh no, would you see 5 blank rows? Yeah, it's got 5.
5 records.
Yeah.
So it's either with the parent IDs wrong, maybe.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, well, yeah, you're right. You should see 5 blank rows because he didn't actually put any data in any of the rows.
No, I just expected to.
You just see 5 blank rows, right?
Yeah.
Parent.
It's got to be in the add parent.
14.
Add child. Add child row. Parent row ID, which should be. It's just that.
The row ID is unique.
Am I going crazy?
I don't know. It seems like it's just working.
No, add child row isn't returning. Oh, we know that child row won't work because it's had the bug before. Because it's data bound. The original data is data bound.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's
Right, okay. Sorry about that, folks, if anyone's still watching, although looks like people are. Hopefully you're enjoying it. People haven't fell asleep.
Yes, this is better than Guardian of the Galaxy
I've not seen that.
for entertainment value. What? You haven't seen it yet?
No. Okay, so we've got that. We add onto the parent object. We know we've got that. And then basically it would be along the lines of report control dot set property. We've got that row. So I'm going to guess off the top of my head here, I'll go 1 dot caption, something like that. And we will have it as LQ runners dot name, something like that. So under there, 6.113.
Oh, there you go.
6. We need to still delete the other, of course.
Yeah. Delete the blank one.
But I thought that caption, I must have missed something. Yeah, see if I can find the caption. That's a record. That's a record item 0. So that will give us the row. The add child row. Bringing the help back in here. Add child row. No, so it's child's. Brings you back the rows, of which we can call one individual row. From that we can call the child. I'm going round in circles here. Should just be a straightforward add. row. On one row, the record, and from the record you'd want to do the add. Let me follow it through from here. This is crazy. Sorry about this, guys. I'll follow it in there. As soon as I follow it, their help is a bit. You're better off using this for the old IEEE personally, I think. So you get to one particular row. So that would be report control record. The child will give you the records collection. There's the records collection. There's the add. That will bring you back a record. So we've got that. Then you've got your items collection. Oh, we've added it. We haven't created any default items. It's all right. That's why we haven't got any items to manipulate at the moment. This mashes from this basically shows you just what work the actual class does behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So basically, you've got the row. You then want to from that row. You'd want to go to add item, and the first one can be basically row ID, and the next one add another item, and this will be the name. So although we've got an empty row, you've got no physical items in there. Let's just try that. I've just missed something. Yeah, it'd be that last. Oh, yeah. There you go.
Oh, look at that.
But of course, we want it to be for the proper race. So now that would be
So then for each of those child rows, you could add another child row.
And so on and so forth, yeah. Oh, we've got to get rid of the dummy. So, okay, that's that. Was it base number 1, which was, yeah. So yes, technically we could if we wanted.
Get that message out and see how fast it is. It looks pretty quick, huh?
Yeah. Well, we'll take that wear off as well. Oh, we'll expand it. No, we'll take the original wear out.
Okay, so now you got all of them in there.
Do any big races? Tell you what, let's run the system and see if there's any large races going on, because the flat season started now. Nope, not that one. Not that one. Nottingham Greyhounds? No, they won't have much. It does. Yeah, it's not just horse racing. There's Kempton tomorrow. Oh, I think a low down for today. Stubble tomorrow as well. Oh, that's got 12 runners, so okay. What was the 12 runners, so we know what data to expect. Yeah, okay. What was that? The 4th of April, race number 1. Oh, that order buy is terrible, isn't it? That's not very good. Oh, that's got a few in there. So yeah, it works okay, that John, actually.
It's pretty nice. Is it leaving that row in there still?
We need to get rid of the dummy. We need to get rid of that dummy.
No, I think this is great. I mean, now there's all the stuff you don't have to load in. So
yeah, keep it very much at the highest level. So in the event func, so we will do a recap because there's been quite a lot of ers and ums and so on as we're going through and introducing. That's nothing more than the equivalent of your ultimate sequel. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
But believe me, that has been in existence for nearly as long as the Noyantis wrapper template itself. They came around virtually straight after. So
well, I like how you just passed in the queue and then it just filled in all the records in it. That's kind of neat.
Well, you can pass it to. There's actually 4 SQL queries, and you can pass it a string, date. There's a string, a group, a queue. What's the other one? Can't remember what the other one is. But basically, is it? What's the official term? Polymorphism. But basically, it has a look at what you've passed it and fills it in accordingly. So if it's a queue, and it also does extra things. So if you've passed it a group, but you've not done select top 1. Then it will do the select top 1 for you. It inserts the top 1 because it's a group. You can't bring back multiple. So it auto corrects some of your SQL for you and things like that as well.
Huh, that's really nice.
So I don't mind. I'll chuck you a copy and then you can merge it into Ultimate SQL. I'm not proud. It's only Noyantis who use it. So I just have it for my applications.
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
I'd love to do that.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Just comes in handy. So yes, that should have been really wrapped in an if. To be fair, say okay. Well, if the D format of that is greater than 0, then optional actually, all of it. Then do it. That one as well? Yeah. As a just in case. And we want to back to
delete that.
Yeah, delete the other one. And there's that help. And you saw I struggled a little. I've been doing this for many years. This tool is brilliant because it shows you literally the raw item. You go on that. No, not so much that. The report control, and I was to go to the rows collection or whatever, then it tells you exactly what you're going to get back, and so on and so forth. It's much better. So I do suggest if you're cracking open OCXs, use this tool. It's old, it's long in the tooth, aren't we all? But it works.
I haven't seen anything else that does this. I've searched around, but I haven't found anything else.
When I first started looking for this, and again, I stumbled across this probably 9 years ago, maybe more. I did find a couple. Then there were a few more around at the time, but this, it was just nice and simple, nice and easy. So the report control. So we're on a row, so we know we're on a dot record, and it'll be. Let's have a look in our class. What have we got in our class to delete? I might as well pinch the code rather than go rereading it. Right, just waiting for the other screen to come back to me. There it is. Delete row. So what does that do? Records remove at, and you need the index. So it would be under here, out of the records collection. So that's what it was. It was records, insert at, remove at. That's what we're after. It'd be better if you could actually go onto the record and say remove, but something tells me that you can't. No, you can't. So you have to go onto the records collection itself, plural, and then get the index. So we'll store the index. And just so you were wondering what that is, it's basically it wants to be the record. We're on a record. And we want the index, so it's not that, it's straight to there. So we want the index. We'll create that in a second. It's just nothing more than a numeric. In fact, yeah. And the command would be report control dot now does that use data binding? Looks like it should do that, John, for the get object. All that should work with data binding, but for now we'll just do it raw so you can see exactly what we're doing.
Okay.
Direct command records dot remove at, then it wants the actual index, which we will have just got a second ago. I can't believe I've got compiler warnings. I never have compiler warnings. I don't like them in the code. Okay, so after all that, and just one last one as well, and then we'll do one big recap.
All right.
Order by race ID, race number, descending. That'll be better.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, so we would have. Oh. Oh. Now, is that because
should fill in the records and then get rid of the top child record.
Okay. Let's maybe do that. Remove it afterwards.
I could remove that.
Because the index won't have gone on. Okay, so straight number 7, 129. Oh, no, of course. We don't want to remove that. We want the dummy. The index of the wrong thing. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and you named it after. The ID is named after the parent, right?
Yeah. So it has to be the report control. Let's see if this message out what this brings. Find records. That. Record field. Okay, I'll explain this in a second because it's a bit of a it's a bit of a thing. So it wants to be that. Where's our format? I'll just pinch that for now. Okay. Let's see if that returns as an object ID. No. That find isn't working. I think the find might not be working because of the ID of the field number. Yeah. So it wouldn't do. Okay, more than one way of getting that, I suppose. So we know we're on a record. We can go to the child. We know it's got one child, so that will give you the report records collection. And under there, we should be able to get the record of that, if that makes sense. So what I'm thinking is and it wants to be, that's our record. Oops. The child's of that, so it's children, dot record 0 of that. And that'll be the first child of the record that we're on, in theory. And just to prove that, that should be, yeah. hopefully all of that dot index. Crikey. What have we missed?
String not terminated.
Yeah, there.
Oh, right there. Yep. It's like deleting the whole row still.
Oh, I still have
One line
that.
still. Yeah, you
Yeah.
got to get rid of that.
Yeah. I'm a bit concerned why we're getting the. We're still got to remove at that at the index, but that's its first child.
Yeah.
So we're getting in record. That's great, child, and the record, the first one, and we should get an index back of that.
What is that line doing?
Which one?
The one that you're just on there, child records index. What is?
Well, that should. I'm just messaging out, so I want to see what the index is of that particular row.
Okay.
So, because we'll get to the record, so we know we can get to that particular record, and that's our blank one. Oh, okay. Okay, here's the thing then. Bit of a fudge. Just want to try it for now. Set property. That the record. We know we've got that the child and the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to set it to visible.
That's not a bad idea.
Oh. Okay.
There you go.
So what they remove that is awkward, but
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. Except it's going to keep because we're not done the detecting, so. It'd be along the lines of if that oh come on Andy, there, something like the lines of that.
Oh.
Okay, we're gonna have to start wrapping it up. Let me put that back through. But yeah, basically you would have to invisible equals true. Technically it's the absolute.
It returns -1. Huh?
Yeah. There you go. Okay, so one quick recap, and then we're done. So.
Yeah, look at that. Stepped up to the challenge and conquered it.
Yeah, although as highlighted in the class, according to this, get row object should work, and it's down to that not being calculated, the field number. And what that is on a report control, be it manually data bound. Okay. Well, every report control, I need to know basically what the ID is, if you will. So what its unique reference is on the actual row itself. So in here, in data bound, we have got it basically there. You could hide the column, that's fine, but we do need to know what its unique value is. On the manual ones and the report control browser enhancer and all those, then there's actually a hidden column what's created. You have no control over it. It's all done via the template, but there's a hidden column created. It's in the queue, and basically it uses that as its ID. It gives us the ability then to be able to say, right, go to the records collection of the class, search from one column to another, both of them want to be the ID column, and search for pieces of text. So on the data bound, why it was didn't have that set, I'd have to have a look. So that's why that weren't working. And in the add child row, I've just put myself a to do, but basically it would be literally along the lines of, let's get that, and if the clip of that is not equal to, actually that wouldn't be right, that should be the parent. Yeah. Row object. That's parent object set. Can't actually see. Oh, there. Basically, it would be along the lines of.
Hey, Andy?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Is that hidden column number, is that an auto-numbered column, or is that a unique ID that you're creating?
It's a unique, it's the ID that you set. So if it's a browser enhancer, it's whatever your primary key is. If it's a list enhancer, it's the pointer of the queue. And if it's a manually loaded one, then it's the ID that you set for the column anyway.
So you don't create that number. You're actually grabbing it from the database somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So basically, yeah. So we've got get the parent. As long as we've got a parent, it should be along the lines of that, and that should work, John, from a data bind point of view. To do /test. But we found the fault. So we'll have a look at that. It might be our setup. But what we've done here then is we set up our data bind. We said we wanted to load the data. It was a very simple race and so on. So we loaded some data. That got us our initial view. Hey presto. We then put this, which now could, this code added some dummy rows for us. Some blank rows, giving us the tree type look. So what we can do there is let's bring that. Oh, not there, sorry. Thought it was that one. What that did is just go through and add them. What you probably want to do there, thinking about it, is maybe do a subquery to see does it have any children, and only add the plus when it should have them, if that makes sense. Because you might have a scenario where, let's say SQL Management Studio, I know that bring that into view. Is it where you can have views and you go there, system views? Okay, bad example. But you could have a plus where you don't actually have any children and so on. So you don't want particular that. So you could put that under condition. So right, copy that.
In Management Studio, if there's nothing there, then you click the plus, but then the plus just goes away and it doesn't show you anything under it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I've seen that in a few things, but it's nicer to not have it in the first place. So that's why I can't get to it. So after the parent call, let's just have it so it's bringing those in automatically. John, I'll fire this across to you shortly. If you want the database, I can just quickly send you that.
Okay, that'd be great.
So
there you
it's
go.
done the load. It's automatically added our tree, and then we intercepted the event for that expanding. So if we just wanted to intercept the event, we'd do it via the template, tell it to listen, and then this would trigger the event with the event name. But we need to get to one of the parameters because according to the help, back to our control, report control, row expanded. Oops, too far. Row expanded does tell us the row. Now that'll be a raw, you can see it's a row there. It'll be a raw object that's going to trigger. And we wanted that. So we said, okay, so we'll go into the event func. That lets us at the lowest level talk to the OCX and listen to the OCX. So we said, okay, if the name what's come back is row expanded, then we made it. I'm not sure we needed all this in the end. But we checked as the first child, remember we'd added a dummy, is the first child visible? And if it is, and we've got an ID of the row that we've just clicked on to expand, then we'll just issue, go and get some child data. You could get that from a queue, get it from her if you like. Go and get some child data. And then we're going to go through that child data and we're just going to add a child, just like we did for the dummy. That command there, we're on our raw row record, I should say. We go to the child's collection of that and we add a child. That will add you a blank row, but just adding a blank row, just go into here, each one of these is considered an item. It doesn't create any items. The class does all this for you, so you are quite shielded normally. So what you can see here is we had to add these. That'd be nice if we didn't add. We don't particularly need that ID there, so let's just add a blank one. That'll be more than fine. So we add one blank one for the first column, then we add another one with the name for the second one.
Yep.
And we set the dummy row, so we're back to our parent, the first one, first child, and we set it to false, and that stops it from repeating over and again. And then we populate. Expand down. Oh, let me get rid of that. Just add item. That's all I need. I don't need anything in it. There you go.
There you go. Yeah, this is great. This is exactly.
And of course, you would repeat a minute for any number of tree levels you needed.
Yeah. Excellent, excellent.
Okay, right. Should really call time. John, I will quickly. Do you want me to back up with that database or anything in particular? Do you want to, or do you want me to zip it? Or do you just want the example app?
The example app would be good, and I guess those utils, huh?
Utils, yeah.
Utilities.
I thought you already had it, actually, But
the NYS utility.
Yeah,
I do. Huh.
I mean, let me have a quick look. It's what's the one? What's in here? This is an older one, but it's still okay. But yes, basically, this is where these are the methods. So you've got the window. This is where you can bring in a window over the top of just to draw basically a region and bring it in over the top. We'll have to cover that at some point. Init, SQL connection. Oh, this is the global class. Basically, you have a global class what lets you do all that. And that's something I'm working on at the moment, but I don't think the template. There's two things going on, two versions of this, just to add complexity. But I don't know how you handle it in the Ultimate SQL, but when you're bringing date time fields back into, say, Clarion dates, how do you go about that?
I don't do anything with it. It just comes in. I don't convert them. I usually, like if it's a view or something, I'll convert it in the view, so it comes back with a number or something.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah. Basically, if we look at just a S dot SQL query, any of them will do. So this is one where you pass it a group. So basically, you can pass it a comma-separated list of dates, and it will decode them and put them into the date format, into the proper date field for you, and the same with the time.
Well, that's nice.
So, but I don't particularly want to go doing that. So the idea, the other thing I've got is add date time, and you've got it at the global and you've got it at the local, and the template. I'll update this tomorrow for you and say I'll send it now, but I'll send you an updated one. And what that does is it the global looks at your dictionary and adds basically into a global queue all the date and time fields of your dictionary. So it's any what are defined as a date or a time, or any what's got a picture of a date or a time. So basically, do you intend to use these as a date or a time? And then at the local level, the local extension automatically adds any local variables as well, just in case you've got local queue and so on and so forth. And then the idea is so we won't have to go passing the parameters, and it will automatically detect the date and time fields and bring them back to Clarion for you.
Huh, that is really nice.
Yeah. So, but yes. So there is code that goes on to everyone. In fact, it does add to source. So you might not want to add this one for now because it'll add to the source procedures, which means it wants you to put your code at embed point 5000. So I wouldn't suggest putting this. I want to put that on a switch. It's a thing that a standard that I work to. But if you added it to other people's apps, you could well break their apps. So I don't want to do that. So it wants to be only add to the source if you want it on the source procedures, that type of thing. I'll tell you what, we'll do a Friday webinar at some point, and then we'll throw it into the mix, and then you guys can rob it as much as you like and put it into Ultimate.
Yeah, there you go. That's
on that Dave can be around.
Oh, yes. Yeah, the Mondays are good, but unfortunately, we do miss one of the main characters, and that's poor Dave. We need to do a Saturday one as a bonus for him.
Yes.
So on his birthday, once a year.
It was yesterday. Or day
Birthday
before
was
yesterday was his birthday. Saturday.
Oh, he missed it then. I have to wait a year.
Oh man!
Oh no. We will have to pencil something in. No, Dave's been good. I'll message Dave and tell him. That's not a problem. Okay, I better plod on for now. John, I'll fire this across to you. Let me put the utils extension onto basically it's this. It gets added automatically. There's not much there to it. But yeah, basically from the local class, there are quite a few tools, and it would cause some problems on this source procedures because it binds some variables and so on and so forth as well. There's quite a few things you can see. There's a SQL. What are the four then? I said there was four. Oh no, no SQL single value. That's the old one. But yeah,
okay.
But so basically, you can pass it a group, a queue, or a string, and it does the work accordingly. So yeah, it's pretty good. You've got little things like string capitalize. Yeah. I mean, people look at this thing. Oh no, I've got that in SQL, Ultimate SQL, or I've got that in String Theory, or I've got that in ABC3. But the thing is, this is a good 8 or 9 years old. It's just we didn't have these things at the time, and I needed something day in, day out. So hence,
so you wrote them yourself.
This was born, but never released. So I kept it private for myself all this time.
Time to share. See it, learn it, share it. Right?
Yeah, actually, I better take. Yeah, we'll knock some documents together because there's things like for resetting browse sort orders. Using the column headings, and then you want to be able to go back to the how you defined your app, how you compiled your app. So if you go onto a browse and you got, let's say, first name, surname, address, date of birth, and you normally ship it in surname, first name order, but the user goes and clicks on date of birth. Well, that's great, but how do they get back to the default? And there's functions on here for this. So you can say, right, put me back to the default. So it ties into Clarion browsers quite well and so on and so forth.
Huh. Well, we got an opening on the Friday webinar in 2 weeks.
Oof. Oof. Ask me this Friday.
Okay.
So yeah, I might be able to spruce it around and then just chuck it out for all and sundry to rip apart, and I'm happy with that.
This is awesome.
Cool. Okay, we shall call time on that. I'm sorry if we've gone on and we've sort of done a bit of jiggery pokery, but hopefully we got something from it.
Oh yeah, this is really good.
Yeah, and it was a nice little. In fact, I can think of a couple of places where I can use that in mind now. To be honest, so yeah, I'm going to sack it. I'm going to do that myself. Yeah, very good.
Yeah,
okay,
speed things up. It's great. I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Andy.
No problem. I'll see you all same time next week.
Sounds good.
Okay. See you later. Bye.
Bye, buddy.
Bye.